Link, always great to see you.
G'day.
What are your thoughts? I mean, the sooner the better.
The sooner the better. It should never have been sold to a Chinese Communist Party-linked company in the first place, particularly given its strategic location, the fact that the ADF is very heavily situated up there, and now over the last number of years, the United States Marine Corps is there on a rotational basis every single year. So the sooner this happens, the better. And Prime Minister Albanese should kick the bucket and put some money in and help the Northern Territory government to take back control of the Port of Darwin. But unfortunately, he is the most pro-Chinese Communist Party Prime Minister that we've had since Gough Whitlam, and it will take guts to do that, and I can't see him doing it.
Because you look at the situation we are in now in terms of the threat that exists, and it was a dumb decision to do it when we did it, but now 10 times worse. How much more significant is the threat?
Well, we are on the verge of China invading Taiwan and upending the status quo in our region, which will affect Australia greatly and the United States in particular. And, you know, upsetting the Pax Americana that we've had for the last 80 years, which will be huge for Australia. And the Port of Darwin, controlled by a Chinese Communist Party-linked company, is essentially intelligence gathering at its core. And we just cannot have that in a strategic place like Darwin.
No, of course not. Speaking of Chinese Communist Party aggression, the Baltic Sea, what's happened?
Oh, my goodness. Well, we've seen a very large Chinese commercial vessel called the Yipeng 3 in the Baltic Sea, and it has been suspiciously hovering and loitering over the areas where the undersea data cables and communication cables, which is where all the internet and communications run through between the Baltic countries and the Scandinavian countries. And it's now been found that it dragged its cable along the seabed for 100 miles or 160 kilometres, which broke and severed 2 cables. So this is getting it's certainly an act of sabotage. It's in the grey zone sort of warfare area that China loves to operate in, just short of war. But you could make the argument that it is an act of war.
Oh, absolutely.
And who's prepared for this?
Well, I'm sure our Prime Minister will pick up the phone and have some strong words.
Stern.
Stern, absolutely. AUKUS, we're always hearing these scare stories about AUKUS. How much weight do we give this latest one that they're asking for more money now? What's the latest?
Well, that's the United States asking for more money because they need to be producing way more Virginia-class submarines than they are producing. And the deal was always going to be that the United States will give Australia or sell Australia Virginia-class submarines when it is able to do so and not harm the US undersea warfare capabilities at all. Now, that is not the case. Now, we have known this, and it is negligent upon the government not to have a plan B. What is Australia's plan B? Don't know, right? I mean, we've been talking about this for years, and there is a possibility of doing something like a refurbishment of Los Angeles-class submarines, but it never seems to be discussed.
Link, it never ceases to amaze me, the situation that we are in as a nation. Brilliant. Thank you as always. Really appreciate your time.